Hi, welcome back to Corner of Bexley. I'm Clay.
And I'm Sarah.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back this week. I hope everyone had a good time, had a blessed week.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to uh, our podcast and liking and subscribing and all of the good things.
Yep, we are on Apple, Amazon, iHeart, YouTube, and like and follow our Instagram page.
Yep, and we have a X page also, formerly known as
Twitter.
So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the show. August is almost over, and next week will be the last full week of August, and then we will officially be into fall. And
it's going by quick.
Right. With fall brings back to school. We live in a neighborhood that's close to an elementary school and a middle school where they have the high school games also.
Right.
So
a lot of band practice and Friday night football games we hear.
Right. So
man, that time of year, you
yes.
know, parents getting that school shopping in.
School shopping, school supplies,
fashion,
paying all for all the school fees, all of those good things. I know growing up when I was a kid, my grandparents would always, they would either send money to, if, my aunts and uncles that lived out of state, they would send money to them. And then for us that lived, in Marion, they would take us out, buy us 2 outfits, or if there was like a special JanSport book bag we wanted, then they would pay for the book bag.
And you gotta get the gym shoes because you gotta have your gym shoes. You never, was that not like for you guys at school?
Not really.
Growing up, for us they made you have like gym shoes for gym. Like, so you would,
specific
shoes for gym
only. Wow.
So they would be in your locker the whole year, and you would take them out, take them to gym, and they would have to be like a certain kind where they wouldn't damage the court. The soles would have to be like white or like couldn't be black sole.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's how it was out there.
Yeah, no, they didn't. As long as you had like tennis shoes on or like skateboarding shoes even.
You had to have like, because you couldn't use outside shoes. That's how they were.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, no, they didn't. At city schools, they didn't care unless like you wore something, like say you were dressed up for some reason. Of course, you would have to have tennis shoes for gym. So, but yeah, no, but do all the back to school shopping. Have first day, first week anxiety about being at school, which I feel like I didn't have that until I got to like middle school. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, I think I had it like once in elementary, like when I moved schools, but other than that, I feel like until I got to middle school is where it was like, oh my god, I gotta go to school. Oh my god.
This is like the shocker I had going from city schools to county schools. So city schools, before school started, you would be outside getting playground playing.
Yep.
So I'm like going to my first day in the county school, and I go there, nobody's outside, nobody's playing, and I'm like, So I turn around, walk all the way back to my grandpa's house. Wow. And I'm like, I don't know where everyone's at or what I'm supposed to do. Because, like, you would go there and then they would say, everybody line up.
Yep.
Mrs. Teacher, does class. And you would get in your line. Nope. Dang. Totally confused.
That's
lost.
Wild.
So, but yeah, you would just go into your classroom. That was it.
Jesus. Yeah, no, you would. You're right. We would play outside, depending on like what time you got there.
Hmm.
You play outside for a little bit, and then they would make you line up, and then you go in school, or you could go inside and eat breakfast if you
Yeah,
wanted to.
yeah, that's right. They did do breakfast. That
And
was the
then
best thing when they started doing that. I was like, oh yes.
yes, and then you would line up, and then you would go inside, and then um, obviously middle school. Well, at Edison, if you got there early, you would go to the second floor where the auditorium was, and you could sit in the auditorium and
Mm.
talk or do homework or whatever the case may be before homeroom.
Yeah, yeah. Nope, you go straight to your classroom.
Wow.
But you got to think like not a whole lot of people were like walking to school.
True.
So
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, now that you
there
mention,
was
now
like
that
a
you say it like that.
yeah, like there was one kid that lived right across from the school, and
Hmm.
it was a county road, so busy semis,
Right.
and it was like you think you would walk, like oh you could walk across, but now it's like yo you can't let a kid do that.
Right.
I'm like man you can just walk across. Yeah, pet cemetery.
True. Yeah. I don't. I mean, I would walk from when I went to Oak Street. We lived right up the road. I probably didn't start walking to school until I was like a third grader,
Mm,
which is still a little young, but I feel like things were more trusting back in the day.
yeah.
And then when we moved, I lived right down the street from Edison. So when I got there in middle school, even though I hated walking, I would walk to
Oh
middle
yeah.
school and walk home from middle school. Unless it was like raining, then sometimes my mom would oblige and take me to school.
That's nice. But
So now that we've talked about, back to school and the anxiety of back to school also means fall sports,
whoop whoop.
specifically high school football,
Volleyball, cross country, golf.
yep, soccer, boys and girls.
I totally forgot
Soccer.
soccer because we didn't have soccer at our school.
Oh, well, we did.
Oh, I bet you had all the school like sports and stuff.
For the most part, yeah. Tennis, golf,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh, dang, tennis. That's another one we didn't have.
yeah, tennis and golf, cross country, soccer.
Yeah.
Volleyball was a fall sport. Football, um, cheerleading.
Rowing,
No, we didn't have that.
lacrosse, field hockey.
I wish we had lacrosse because I
That
would
would've
have
been
played.
dope.
I would have played lacrosse, but we only played it in gym. That was like the first time I had ever played it.
Yeah.
But like I said, we live in a neighborhood where so the high school does not have a football stadium. The excuse was always because it's out by the airport, and the lights from the
Dang.
stadium would mess with
Breaker, breaker. We're coming in. We
right.
got lights.
Planes. But I'm like, so what do they do? Like, you have LAX, you have what is it? It's not McLaren, but whatever the Las Vegas
Aren't those
airport
domes?
is called. But you still have lights. Like, that was the whole thing.
I
Like,
don't know.
oh, we can't have lights, but there are stadiums that are open and outdoor that have
Well,
lights.
those stadium lights would probably blind the airports. I would assume.
I don't know.
That,
I
it's
feel
a
like
little rinky-dinky
I-
airport.
right. I feel like that's something that they just made up so that they didn't have to,
Save money.
to try to, because it was such a big
Yeah.
thing when the new schools were built in the first place, and they had such a hard time getting the levies to pass for those schools that they were just kind of probably like, let's just make something up and tell them anything so that they won't ask too much about a stadium. So all of the games are played at the middle school stadium because the middle school is the old high school. But, shout out to all of the local teams in the area:
Woot
Marion
woot.
Harding, Pleasant, Ridgedale, Elgin, River Valley. I think all won but River Valley. I think, well,
I think so, maybe.
yeah. I don't know if we ever checked for Ridgedale's score,
Yeah.
but you played high school football and
Mhm.
was very successful
Very
at
successful.
it. Um,
Yes. Carrying those Division 6 honors.
yes.
As I'd always say, big fish, small pond kind of thing.
Yeah.
We were at a small school playing big schools like D4, like Bucyrus, what is that, Buckeye Central,
Yeah.
or no, Buckeye Valley.
Buckeye Valley.
Yeah, Buckeye Valley. So we're playing big schools like that, and we're just a D6 small school, so it kind of helps you, like, oh.
Right. We got one good player.
Yeah.
He's not on the offense, but we'll manage.
Yeah. So it was fun, especially just playing, and then after the games, going to like the parents' house, and then they would make food.
Yeah.
And then have, hanging out. So
I stopped doing sports at the end of middle school. So I did mostly musical stuff in high school, but I was in marching band. I was in the color guard part of marching band. So I got to go to all the football games for free.
nice.
And any playoff games we played, which we only played one when I was at Harding.
Yeah.
My freshman year, we got to the playoffs. We were undefeated. We won our conference, which at that time was the Greater Buckeye Conference.
Oh yeah.
And we played Dublin Kaufman with a rising quarterback that eventually became a NFL quarterback in Brady Quinn. And we got crushed. Crushed like no other. It was Halloween. Halloween fell on a Friday night. And we moseyed to the land of the rich, Dublin, who had sent a letter to our school addressed to the marching band, because at that time Harding was they probably had the most students that they've had in a long time. So our marching band was like maybe like 500 kids deep.
Whoa.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration. So
Dang, that definitely blows
it was definitely
75, 65.
I guess let me put it in perspective. The color guard alone, I think we started out with 30 girls and one guy. And we ended with 18 because, people get tired. They don't want to do it. It's a long season.
My back hurts, Grandpa.
Right. That year, so most music departments take trips.
Mm-hmm.
So because I was an incoming freshman year we went to Florida, and my senior year we went to Florida. And then the choir trip was my junior year, and we went to Tennessee and performed at the Grand Ole Opry. So it's a lot. It's expensive. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, if your kid doesn't play an instrument, extracurriculars are always great. Keeps your kid out of trouble.
Play the cymbal.
Right. You can, they'll find something for your child to do. But they sent a letter, Dublin Kaufman, the residents around the school sent a letter addressed to our marching band to let us know to please not step on their lawns or their grass in any way, shape, or form.
You gotta stay off the lawn.
And we walked all over that shit.
Damn,
so,
no respect.
It is what it is.
Charlie Murphy.
Maybe that's why we lost, apparently.
Screw your couch.
Right. Fuck your grass. So, but I got to go to all of the football games for
Yeah.
free. Um, it was good and it was bad. It was good because it's like, oh, I get to go to all of these things and I get to do all of these things, but I also didn't get a chance to do like themed nights,
Yeah.
which I guess you probably didn't either. But
No, I got to see it from from
right,
the field,
yeah, I didn't get
look
to
out and turn around and see everybody in the student
the
section.
section.
I'd be
Yeah,
like, hey,
yeah, didn't
cool,
get to do any of that
beach
stuff.
night.
Yeah, but it was still it was a good time. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't paying to go to football games is very expensive.
Yeah.
Um, it adds up quickly.
Especially like you guys had to drive like miles,
Right? Like
hours.
I remember. So my freshman year,
Yeah.
the first game of the season, we played somebody that wasn't even in our conference. They were a school in Toledo, like the other side of Toledo.
Whoa.
So it took us 2 hours to get 2.5 hours to get to the school, and then another 2.5 hours to get back
Damn.
to Harding. And usually, like, you get back, you unload the truck.
I was gonna say like the loading and unloading probably was
so
like,
they were like, you know what? You don't have to worry about it tonight, because I don't think we got home until, I don't know, it had to
1?
have been like 1. And they were
Yeesh.
like, don't worry about it. We'll just do it Monday after school practice. So, but I would never. I loved being in color guard. I loved being in marching band. It was fun. I was good at it.
Right.
I can spin a flag. I could spin a rifle. I was squad leader my
Squad leader.
sophomore year and captain my junior and senior year.
This is my squad.
It was.
Come on, maggots, get up, get up.
Listen.
Why are you failing? Why are we last? Why?
Well, last we were never, but
When you say squad leader, that's what I think.
yeah. I mean, it was very. I mean,
A lot of bad memories.
When you think of a
trigger word,
you think of color guard. It's very similar. You learn how to march. You learn how to salute. You learn how to,
present arms.
Yep, present arms. All of those things, like stand at attention. Parade rest. You do a lot of parades. To get into
About face. Call them right.
The Harding Stadium. You march from the back parking lot, which is where the cafeteria and the tennis courts are.
Yeah.
You march all the way around and into the stadium. We do, which we'll talk about later, we do the Popcorn Festival parade. You march all the way from the Jersey downtown, the old route, not the new one. We do, we would
Lord, that march.
We would go to Cedar Point, and you would march into Cedar Point, and which Cedar Point, we had some good. We were at Cedar Point when the blackout happened.
Oh, the blackout.
Yeah,
the blackout of what? 03?
Yes,
our freshman. Man, I was in kit and scrimmage playing football at that time, and that happened.
That was,
and we're like, oh no, it's happened again. The terrorists, they're back. Oh God.
So that was our freshman year, and we were at Cedar Point on our annual Cedar Point trip. All the local schools and there's other schools around Ohio. They all go up to Cedar Point. They do their field show in standing position, and then they spend the day at Cedar Point.
Riding all the rides. Raptor.
Me
Force.
and my best friend Stephanie, we were getting ready. We had rode the water rides earlier in the day, went back to the bus.
You got the double pack?
Yeah, you could, because you're parked, you're not parked in the parking lot, you're parked like on the side. So you don't even walk in the front entrance. You kind of walk in like when you're leaving Cedar Point and there's like a side entrance. If I ever pointed it out to you, you would know what I'm talking about. Okay. You come in that side entrance, so you don't come in the front main entrance. So you could go in and out as much as you want. So we rode water rides right after the performance, changed, went back in the park, rode other rides, got food, that whole bit. We were getting ready. We were on the opposite end of what they call the fairway. We're
Yeah.
getting ready to get on the sky ride to take us to the front part of the park. We get on, it like swings out just a little bit, and then it stopped. And so we turn to look at the ride attendant, and he's looking at us like, I don't know what happened. And then you
Whoa.
start kind of looking around, and you're like, nothing's moving. You realize like nothing is moving.
Everything
So
just, oh man, could you imagine just upside down,
right, so
people panicking? Oh wow.
we weren't out super far, so he just kind of opened the door and helped us step down, and then we walked down, and then that's when you kind of started seeing, because it was hot as shit that day too.
And then people just started looting the game stations, and
They just started, well, they started closing. They were
Gotcha.
probably the first to close. And there were still like concessions open because people were like, can I get water? And then eventually they were like, we don't have any more water to give you guys.
oh,
So you started seeing like, oh, okay, like something is wrong.
something's off.
Yes, something's wrong. So then I think we found somebody, and somebody's like, yeah, something's up, the power's out.
Oh,
So then everybody kind of started filing back to the buses, and we left early. And then my sophomore year, we were coming home. There was a guy who, I guess he was fed up or upset that he was behind, because we're a big band. We had 4 school buses full. He was upset. He starts passing each bus. He passes the 4th bus, gets to the 3rd bus, passes that. I was on the 3rd bus. Gets to the 3rd bus, passes that. Goes to pass the 2nd bus. Doesn't realize there's a car coming. Just makes it, but clips the front end of the bus. Who's trying to miss him? Bus flips over in the ditch.
oh,
Yeah. So at that point in time, I was like, maybe we should just stop going to Cedar Point, because
Yeah.
we haven't had the best luck up there. So,
Right. Bad luck.
But yeah, it definitely. I enjoyed marching band. Like I said, I got to go to Florida 2 times. Got to go. We performed at Disneyland. We performed at the halftime show for the Outback Bowl.
Ooh.
You get to.
Anybody tape that?
I'm sure there's a tape of it somewhere.
Yo, I gotta find that tape and be like there.
Because they do like bands across America. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what it's just like a bunch of bands from other
Competing.
states. Well, no, so you compete a few days before, and it's like it's your marching band, it's your jazz band competes. They do a parade competition. I know we won the parade competition the 2 times, my freshman and senior year.
Man, Harding coming with the heat.
And then if you win like the field part, then you wake up early that whenever the Outback Bowl game is, you wake up early and then you perform at the pre-show. If you don't win, then you just perform at the halftime show with all the other bands. So I know we didn't win it my freshman or senior year, but I know like in the years following, they went on a little run that each time that they were there, they were performing at it. So kudos to them. But yeah, it was fun. We had a good time. So everybody loves a good back to school story.
Yeah.
Thank God I don't have to go to high school anymore, though. So
Right. Man. Sheesh.
right.
It's like that was the one thing I was like, man, I just want to get out of here. I just want to get out of here. I just want to be out of here.
Right.
Like, other than being in sports, I was like, I just ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, I just had enough of this place, enough of everything. Just be free.
Yeah. It definitely it goes quick.
Oh yeah, flew by.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't go back if I absolutely not. Like, so we've talked about back to school. Obviously, today is the day. College football is
Mm-hmm.
back, baby.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
back, and it's ready to kick some ass.
Waited so
So,
long for it to come back.
right.
And what a game it was today.
Yes, first game, big game, I would say, of the season was in Dublin, Ireland. It was Florida State versus Georgia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Tech pulled off the upset in the closing minutes, nailing
Wild.
what
People
was
in Vegas are probably going
oh,
nuts.
I'm sure everybody was like, well, you know what? I saw Seamus. He
Yeah.
picked Georgia Tech to win, and nobody else picked them. And
Really?
I mean, it's that luck of the Irish, I guess.
You know,
Shout out to Seamus. But yeah, it was a good game, good back and forth.
I was actually surprised, like how, I guess Georgia Tech and this whole transfer portal and people
Right.
and all that. You can't just be like go off the history of like past years. Like, oh, they've always been a duck
Yeah.
against teams like Florida State. Hey, you never know.
Right. I could see that. It's hard. Like
You can
I
get talent.
like I said, the transfer portal, it's hit or miss for me. Like I said, I understand if you're in a situation where this is your dream school, or maybe like you didn't have quote unquote the grades
Mm-hmm.
to get in the school you wanted to get into. So instead of going like the JUCO route, maybe you go to a smaller college and then you can get into the portal, go to a big school. I'm okay with that. Hey, I'm halfway. I'm from California, and now I go to school in Florida. My mom is sick, my dad is sick, or something happens with my family, and I'm feeling that pull.
Yeah.
Hey, get in the transport portal, transfer to a school that's closer to your family. I completely understand that, but I also can see where it could water down the talent, because kids will feel like, well, you promised, I thought this, or I thought that, or I thought I was going to be a starter, or I thought this was going to happen, or coach yelled at me and it hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get in the transfer portal and I'm going to go someplace else. Or they didn't offer me the big bag of money, NIL money, and
Right.
I'm leaving. So it's I feel like it's always going to be a double-edged sword, but it also makes it hard to read a team if they have a lot of, like, I remember hearing on Carmelo Anthony and the Kid Mero's podcast, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, and Melo saying, like, you could see how kids look at other schools and be like, I could play over there.
Yeah.
I could fit
Right.
into that offense or that defense. And he was talking about basketball, but you could kind of do it with any sport.
Right.
Like, oh, I could cook there. Like, I could, things could go good for me there. I'm looking at them, and now I'm hopping in the portal, and next thing you know, I'm, almost.
Oh, that's a better quarterback than I have, or
Right.
they have better receivers.
I mean, almost like how, quote unquote, people say, like, the super teams
Mhm.
in the NBA. Oh, I'm text. Hey, maybe I got, I know somebody on the team, or I'm from the area, but I went to school someplace else. Hey, what's it like there? Da 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 da. Next thing you know, I'm in the portal. Whoop, whop, bam! I'm on the team now. Like, so, it was
Makes it interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. I know,
'Cause
like, I don't
Florida
know,
State was number 10 ranked, right?
Yep, ranked number 10.
Georgia Tech not ranked, and won by 3.
Yep.
But-
so technically, that's an upset.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll see. What it looks like going forward. Shout out and kudos to Georgia Tech. It was raining. Obviously, they were in Europe, so it was raining. That stadium was beautiful, though, and I'm assuming they played on grass because
Yeah, with soccer and everything.
yeah, with soccer and everything, soccer doesn't play on
So,
artificial
you
turf.
know,
They're like, no, we
that's
need real grass.
something I also notice about, like, when NFL teams go to different places, their play is different. Like, you think, like, oh, this is going to be a high-scoring game. No, this person's going to have, like, a good 100-yard receiving, rushing, and it's not normally like that.
I mean, I I know I've heard players say like, "Oh, there's no difference. There's no difference." Da 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 da. But like,
Jet
there
lag,
has to be a
time
difference. There
change.
has to be a jet lag. Like, I don't know how quickly
Hmm.
they got out there. Especially like this is college's first time playing.
Yeah.
Overseas. I think what Notre Dame is also going to maybe play overseas.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
Well,
know, something like that.
I
So
wonder how long they get there, like before, you know?
that's what I was gonna say.
Because I was
Like,
gonna say, like, you would at least take a week or 10 days to acclimate to that
right, get your
environment, you
body
know?
acclimated, get your sleep right.
The oxygen, you know?
Right, like feel comfortable in the situation that you're
Yeah.
in. So there has to be some difference. There has to be something that you know
Hmm.
throws them off a little bit. So I know tonight in prime time there's a HBCU game.
Ooh.
FAMU, Florida. What is it? Florida A&M and Norfolk State will be playing. I think on ABC. So
That'd
I'll
be good.
probably be tuning into that too.
Nice.
There's some smaller games this week, and then
Hmm. I think
um,
Hawaii, no, and Nevada maybe tonight.
probably a night. Are they playing in Hawaii or are they playing in Nevada? I mean, obviously it's going to be the late game. That's kind of what I do like about college football is like you'll watch football all day and then you'll be like, oh, it's 10 o'clock, and there'll just be some random West Coast game getting ready to start, and you're like, well, guess I'm watching this too.
Oh, wait. It's SMU versus Nevada at 8 on CBS.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
then Delaware State in Hawaii.
Oh.
That's not showing a channel, so probably not going to get it. But man, I remember it would be like 1 o'clock, and you'd be like Oregon, Hawaii playing,
Yep.
and it would just be like, "Is this real?"
And what's going on? Why is this game on?
Yeah, I'm like, shouldn't games be over by now? And then it's like, time changed,
Right.
and that's when I learned time change area codes or
So
like the or whatever, you know.
right. So next week we'll have some big games. Obviously, our Ohio State Buckeyes play Akron on Saturday, the 31st. You have Miami.
Ohio's gonna go wild. Columbus is gonna be popping.
Right. You have Miami, who's ranked 19th, versus Florida. You have Clemson and Georgia. That should be a good one. Clemson's ranked 14th. Georgia's ranked number 1. Penn State versus West Virginia. Let's see, what else do we got? When does old Coach Grimes' team play? Colorado. I don't see them on there. Obviously they're not ranked, so no offense, Coach Grimes.
But they will be ranked. He's gonna get them ranked.
Okay. They play Thursday, the 29th. They play North Dakota State. Is that the Shockers? That's not the Shockers. That's the other team. That's the Shockers, right?
Shockers. Oh wait, you're talking about North Dakota State?
Yeah.
Um,
Are they like the Buffaloes too? Their mascot looks like a little buffalo.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. So Coach Prime plays, or Colorado plays, not Coach Prime. Colorado plays on Thursday, August 29th. So
That'd be interesting to see because you got that shut down corner, Travis Hunter.
yep. So we shall see.
You think he's gonna leave for the NFL this year, or you think he'll stick it out for one more?
He always says he's big on like the kids. Like I like.
I'm talking about Hunter.
Oh, maybe.
You
What is he?
Well, wait. He started at what? HBC.
Yeah, he started at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know.
So junior maybe.
If he, because how early can you come out? Junior?
You can like
Or
a sophomore,
sophomore.
a redshirt sophomore maybe.
Let's see. Travis. It would help if I could spell. Travis Hunter. He is 21 years old. Yada yada yada. He's a junior.
Okay. So yeah, this could obviously
He
be
could
his
bail.
last year.
I guess,
Depending on it, get that money.
right. I mean, I'm sure he's already getting money, but
Well, get that get
get
that more mega money, I guess.
right. So I guess it would just depend on maybe his draft stock. I don't know if he's looking to go
because he's
top
dual,
5.
isn't he?
Yep, he's dual.
I wonder what he'll do because I don't see him being like a dual in the NFL.
Maybe not. I don't know if he returns kicks. Maybe.
I was gonna say maybe like defense and return kicks.
Maybe.
I mean,
we shall see. So
or maybe he'll be a receiver permanently. And
yeah. So I guess we'll just see what
happens.
What happens in this season? It should be
Draft
fun.
2025.
We'll probably be chit chatting about it every week because
that's what we do here on the COB.
Football's great. Next, we're actually currently watching the part of the Little League World Series.
Ooh, man down.
Yeah, it looks like some kid took a nasty fall.
I was going to say he took a line drive to the face.
I don't know. I think he's the pitcher, but it looked like he went for the ball. Maybe he took the line drive because he was holding his little leg. But yes, the Little League World Series is going on. Venezuela and Chinese Taipei played earlier for the international. Chinese Taipei won. They're like the New York Yankees of Little League play.
Dominating.
Currently, Florida and Texas are playing. They're all tied up. Texas was leading, but then their pitcher blew not this one that's laying on the ground crying currently, but their other pitcher. So I don't know. Hopefully he's all right. He seems to be shaken up a little bit. I don't know if he rolled his ankle or if he got hit. Let's see. There's the ball. Boom! Right in the thigh.
Dang! Got him good. Looking
for the ball. Can't find the ball.
He's making the play. Dang.
Listen, I've taken a line drive to
that's gonna be
the leg.
Shiner right there.
And I have what I feel like is like a permanent bruise on my leg from taking it. So, yeah, I know.
I remember like sliding in, and after that, I was like, "Yo, Mom, we gotta get these sliding shorts."
Yeah.
That I hear these guys talking about.
Yes, because you will definitely
shred your leg.
Leg.
Because county schools, you think they use like the nice sand, fluffy? No, it was gravel.
Just pebbles.
Yeah, like it was just like road rash. Taking, like, oh gosh.
Kid got up, walked off on under his own power, which is good. So hopefully he's all right. Whoever wins this game will then face Chinese Taipei for all the money. I don't know, not money.
All the rubles.
But for all the cotton candy.
For all the peanuts.
For all the clout, apparently. Is that what
for the Instagram?
That's what the kids say. I don't know. But I always enjoy watching the Little League World Series. I feel like that's when sportsmanship is the most purest, was when you're a little kid, and you're not like, I mean, you might be a little corrupt, but you're not like super corrupt, and
you're not Tanya Harding it.
Yeah, like kids from other countries and other states, you guys come together, and they always seem to they love baseball, and they all kind of get along with each other, and they're having a good time, and then they get to meet some MLB players, and they are on TV, and people are sticking microphones in their faces and interviewing them.
My favorite food, mashed potatoes, lasagna.
Right.
My favorite player, Aaron Judge.
Right.
Cal Ripken Jr.
They're having a good time, so good for them.
Randy Jackson.
Good for all the teams. Hopefully, you felt like you did something successful, even if you didn't get to the.
I mean, for them just to be there, that is just
right. Probably missing school, which is cool.
Sorry, Miss Johnson, I can't be here. I gotta go play in my little league tournament in Nebraska.
Right. So, shout out to all of them.
Live it up.
Next, we haven't talked to any wrestling really, so Bash Up Berlin is coming up next Saturday. Like I said, other sports are now taking precedent. We still love wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
but you know,
you continue to go, Cody.
yes,
You continue to climb that ladder and just rack up them wins, buddy.
we know
We support you.
Kevin.
And yeet,
Yes.
yeet.
Yes, we know Cody Rhodes is taking on Kevin Owens for the Undisputed Championship. I think Gunther is facing Randy Orton, which should be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like Gunther is he's a big guy. He's lost a lot of weight, but he's like physically
That's his home turf, isn't it?
I think he's actually from Austria. He's not from Germany, but he's a very tall man. And seeing Randy next to Gunther, it's like, dang,
giants.
Why is Randy Orton so big? Like, so we'll see what happens. See different. if what's his name, Ludwig, interferes and helps Gunther retain his title.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I just feel like they're not gonna. I mean, I know
and then Randy's going to be like, why weren't you there, Cody? What's
right.
up, bro?
Why weren't you there?
I was there for you.
How come you gave Kevin a shot at the title before you gave me a shot at the title? And I know Cody just interviewed Randy on his little Wheatley's podcast thing. And it was very sweet. You know, you can see, like, they're really, like, Randy even says, like, I only have friends kind of in the world that I'm in. And you can tell that they're really good friends, which means, like, this heel turn for Randy is going to be epic and emotional. Oh, sorry, sidebar. Big Boy just stole home.
Oh, wow.
Get it, Big Boy. So we'll see what happens. I know Bianca and Jade will face the two Scottish girls for the tag teams, I think.
Oh, Frey and Dawn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably messed that. So
I'm trying to think. Is there anything else happening? I'm interested to see what's going to happen between Jacob, Solo, and the Tongas.
Yeah.
Because Solo basically said, "Oh, Roman Reigns is a non-factor now. I don't need him. We beat him up. He's banished, to the Outer Lands." And then
he's just regenerating.
And then Solo basically, because Jacob and the other Tonga, not Patchy, won the tag team championship. But Jacob is in the walking boot. Not stopping him, but he's in a walking boot. But Solo was like, hey, give your title to Patchy because you're my enforcer. And everybody's like, the way...
You can't wrestle.
Well, the
they
way
were going unhinged
Jacob
on him.
Looked at Solo.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody... Maybe I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to R.I.P. Bray Wyatt, but everybody sees Jacob kind of doing, like he had the belt around his neck, like the Fiend used to, and he's always doing the prayer hands like Bray used to. So I don't know if that's a sign or if that's just him doing, because I know, like, the bloodline was really close, like, the Usos were really close to Bray and his family. Yeah. So I don't know if that's just what it is, or like his own little weird tribute, or if like he's like, oh, okay. But you could also see, they mentioned that when Solo said something, he said it to Jacob, but he was looking at Tonga when he said it, like basically like, you need to do better, we need to be stronger, or something like that. And maybe he notices like everybody's eyeballing my necklace and this is mine, even though it's not really mine. So we'll see. I'm waiting for Jacob to turn on Solo because I don't know. I don't know if that's actually going to happen, or if Zilla is going to come in and he's going to be like, yo, me and Zilla, ride or die.
The wheels fall off.
Nobody knows when Jimmy's coming back. Jay.
Where is Jimmy?
Jay and Sammy are getting
We
the
need to get
old
the
date
Where's
back.
Jimmy shirts going.
Right.
Where's Jimmy?
I think
Vacation's
the
over,
Terror
buddy.
Twins are going to face off with Dom and Liv, like a mixed tag match. So I'm sure Judgment Day will get
Rhea and
the Terror Twins.
Is that what they're calling themselves?
Yeah.
I've been off wrestling for a while.
They're gonna face off. I haven't watched it, but I watch all the clips on TikTok, so I can kind of stay up to speed a little bit. So, but they're gonna face off in like a mixed tag match. I'm sure Great Value Judgment Day will get involved, and
the Demon Finn Balor is gonna make an appearance. Maybe that'd be awesome.
So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Passion Berlin, August 31st.
So, talk a little local festivals. I mentioned on the last podcast, we got the Columbus Zoos having their Lantern Fest, which is going on now through September 29th. I don't remember if I said this part the last time I mentioned it, but it's Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So don't just go there on Monday and like, where's the lanterns? What's going on?
She lied to me.
She lied.
Corner of Bexley's a bunch of liars.
They're giving misinformation.
Lying.
So we're probably, or at least I want to go to that. I mean, probably go for my birthday because I'm off that day.
Nice.
And then Oktoberfest. Clayton wants to go to Oktoberfest in Columbus. I think it's is it in German Village? It has to be because I saw.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up, but I got an announcement to say about that.
I saw Schmitz, and I know Schmitz is in German Village, so I'm assuming that's where it's at.
So
that's September 6th through the 8th.
Yeah. So about that, I may have signed up for the amateur German games there.
Oh.
Yeah, so Sunday committed.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to reach out to them.
Clayton didn't discuss that with his wife, so this is also news to her.
I thought it would be great to share,
Was this
share it right now.
Surprise you were
this was
about?
the surprise announcement that I may be signed up for.
I thought the surprise was going to be like, hey, I found a Ninja Slushie to get you for your birthday.
Oh, the slushy machine? No.
Yes, we're still in Slushy Wash. I know it's sold out, but I'm getting that damn Ninja Slushie. I don't care.
No, it's just me saying, hey, Sunday,
so I guess
competing in the games.
Probably be going to that.
Supporting, your husband doing the keg press.
God.
The keg toss. Yeesh. So, this would be exciting and fun, right? Something new.
Sure, I guess. I think. Oh, okay, so I have the date wrong for the Popcorn Festival, which is local here to Marion. It is the 5th through the 7th.
Yeah.
The 5th, 6th, and 7th. 6th is the parade, which we talked about earlier. So Marion is known as the popcorn. I mean, we have
capital.
We have Wyandotte Popcorn, and then ConAgra was here.
That's who sponsored me in Little League. Or
ConAgra or Wyandotte?
Wyandotte Popcorn was the team that sponsored me when I played for City Ball.
Yeah, Wyandotte always had a team.
Oh, man, they were hooking us up, too. Like, the guy would come in and just have boxes of the popcorn and chips and all that, and he would just be like, here you guys go from the work, Yeah. It was like, cool.
Popcorn and Cracker Jacks and knockoff Doritos and knockoff Fritos. I remember,
but I'm like, these nacho cheese Doritos don't taste the same.
They're very crunchy. They're like...
The cheese doesn't taste as nacho-y.
Not quite stale, just crunchy.
Yeah.
I remember in school we would always take the tour of Wyandotte, and
really,
and they would
give. I didn't know they did tours.
Yeah, they would take you would get there, and they'd give you a little hairnet.
Man, you guys doing all the cool tours. Like, you guys went to Harding's home. We didn't get to do that.
We did. I don't remember going.
Oh, really? I knew people at Oakland, and third grade, they would go there.
No.
So yeah.
We went. When did we go to Wyandotte? trying to think. Maybe
Mm.
fourth or fifth grade. Maybe fifth grade.
Yeah.
So I didn't go. We went to the popcorn museum. I remember doing that,
Ooh.
but I've never been to Harding's home actually.
Huh.
Um,
Yeah, because that was what the third graders did at
yeah,
Oakland.
we didn't do that at Oak Street, so
Huh.
I don't know. But yeah, we took a tour of Wyandotte Popcorn, and then we got this ginormous box of snacks to
Yum.
take home, every single one of us. So that's why we have the Popcorn Festival. And, you know, there's the parade, and
Yep.
there's usually bands that play at the main stage, and lots of stuff to do.
Boys to
There's
Men, I think, was
usually-
there one time.
Yeah, a few years ago. And then, like, there's usually a little stage where, like, a lot of local dance teams, local dance studios perform.
And then they have their own, like, Miss Popcorn, and
Yep.
then the Teeny Popcorn, and the little Pee-wee.
Yep, all of the politicians. They usually do, like, a grand marshal of, I think, Orville Redenbacher was, or maybe, like, somebody in his family was the grand marshal one year.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a good time.
Especially where we live, it's just a nice walk there.
Yeah, it's free. That's my whole thing. Like,
Free.
It's free.
The
You
thing
just-
we like most, free.
free. You can just
If it's free, you can probably count us in.
if it's free, it's me. So, you know, we live where we can walk up there now and not have to, like, even though I don't mind, like, you know, if the festival is free and you got to pay for parking, because usually it goes towards, you know, something
Mm-hmm.
local, like a lot of churches. Marion has a lot of churches.
A lot.
They will use the money for paying for parking. I know Bucyrus does the same thing with the Bratwurst Festival. So yeah, looking forward to the Popcorn Festival. Hopefully, we might be at Oktoberfest instead. Who knows? We might
Try to make both.
try to make both. I'm not a huge. I'm not a huge beer drinker. Actually,
Oh.
I'm not a beer drinker at all, and I'm not really big on German food. So I'm not.
Really?
We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not.
You're not into the bratwurst.
I don't like bratwurst. I don't like
Yeah.
sauerkraut. I don't mind potato pancakes like latkes.
Yeah.
But
Maybe we'll find some German pastries.
um,
Some German chocolate.
yeah,
Ooh.
I don't like, what are those cream puffs or
Yeah,
whatever.
I don't
I'm
know.
not a big fan
So,
of those.
For you listeners out there, my family back in the day, like back in what,
Back in the
1700,
day, I'm not a kid anymore.
yeah, came from the German area. So
Yeah, so Clayton feels
I got the German impression in me.
his,
Or do they run through the veins?
the ancestral connection to
Yeah,
his
you know.
German ancestors. So,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of the opposite. I don't have any. Actually, I don't have any German blood. Most of mine is African or what would I say? Like Great Britain, maybe, and the Iberian Peninsula, which is Spain. So there you go. That's me. Your African, Spanish, English,
I'm everything you can be.
English friend. So, but yeah, I'm not a big German food fan. So, but I mean, it's probably a good time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be looking forward to
Good,
it.
experience. See what Central Ohio has to offer. That's what we're about here at Corner of Bexley.
Yep, it's almost fall, so there's always
Hopefully we
gonna
can
be
find a chili festival.
Maybe go to. It was funny. Me and my mom were talking the other day about the
Chili festival.
about the Lawrence Orchard, like their fall festival. We used to go every year because my
Right.
family is our
Family ties.
Yeah, there's family ties. We're related by marriage. So, we would go and get apples and apple cider and, caramel apple, which sounds absolutely delicious right now.
Mm.
So it's a good time.
Man,
And if
caramel
you're
apple does sound good.
if you are ever in the area, go and visit Lawrence Orchards. It's a
In
nice
Marion, Ohio.
place. They have great apples. They have great apple cider.
See, we would always, when I would go there, like I would look because they would have the beehive, right?
Yeah.
And I would always go and try to find the queen, and it would be like specially marked, and so it would just be like, "Where's Waldo?"
Yes.
That's me as a kid, just.
So we'll be looking forward to all the fall festivals. I'm sure
Yeah.
there'll be like a pumpkin festival.
I was gonna say, there's the Delaware area has that pumpkin fest.
Yeah, the pumpkin fest. There's that pumpkin farm in Radnor. Right next to the wedding place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. There's a Circleville pumpkin show. I've never been to that, but I've always kind of wanted to go.
Put it on the list.
Yeah.
It's on the list.
Looking forward to fall's my favorite season.
Halloween, scary movies,
Yes.
pumpkin spice, but the pumpkin pies, oh man.
Pumpkin roll.
That's what I mean. Oh, pumpkin pies, pumpkin rolls, man. Grandma, she makes some good pumpkin rolls. And then she'll make the pumpkin bars. Oh,
Caramel
like
apples,
I would just be like
just all of the fall stuff. I know Starbucks released their fall line. I'm looking forward to that. The apple, it's like a iced apple crisp macchiato.
Ooh.
So good, and they put caramel in it. I can't wait to have one.
Yum, yum, yum.
But yeah, I think that was it. Clayton, you got anything to add? Any extras?
I think that does it about for today's show.
All right. Cool.
All I gotta say is shout out to my wonderful wife for upgrading our equipment.
Yes, we upgraded our.
Went from the little chest micies to real mics and headsets.
Yes.
Feel like we're real podcasts now.
We're gonna try to keep updating and upgrading ourselves. We're having fun. We're having a good time.
It's a good hobby. I love it. I mean, somebody asks why, and I'm like, I just like doing it because it's a good hobby to spend with my wife. We go to shows. It helps me get out and get that, like as in therapy, they called it prolonged exposure, where you would go out to places, do things.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing that, going to these shows, events, putting me in different situations, which is kind of helping me, along with rec therapy.
Yeah.
And then we come here and we talk about it. So
yeah,
it's fun. I like it,
we're always talking about, as I feel like everybody does, whether you're with your significant other or your best friends or the people you work with, you're always talking about, stuff that you did and things of that nature. And, sometimes it's just nice to, one, put a spotlight on, who we are and where we're from, things of that nature and things that we like to do.
Love our city.
We try to keep ourselves busy. It gives us something to look forward to on the weekends. If we do something cool, or if we don't do anything cool, if we're just hanging out, we can kind of chit chat and talk about it. So yeah.
Always something to talk about,
Right. Once again,
it's America. There's always something crazy and wild to,
right.
We'll find it.
Thank you to everybody who has listened, who's subscribed, who's liked the video, who's everything. Clayton listed off where you can listen: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We're also on Amazon Music now, and then you can follow us on Instagram. It's at Corner of Bexley, corner_of_Bexley, and then on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, corner_of Bex, BEX. So thank you to everybody who has tuned in and listened and supported us.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Enjoy yourselves.
A wonderful rest of your week.
Be safe.
We'll probably, when we talk to you again, it might be August 31st. It might be September 1st. Who knows?
You know how we are on the weekends.
Yes.
It just depends on how it's going. We'll get you there. We'll have something for you for Monday.
Right. So everybody have a good weekend.
Enjoy yourselves. Be safe.
See
One
ya.
more week until Ohio State football.
OH.
I-O.
Later, everybody.